What's up? Welcome to the His House, DK His House to be exact. You've definitely made it to the right place, right on time, because we're here to spill this tea, gossip, all is allegedly. So please don't get in your feelings, because I don't know none of these people, so nothing's been confirmed or denied. But you know how we talk at the His House, we gather around to tea, coffee, drinks, whatever, eat snacks, and get right into it. And that's just what I plan to do today. Are you ready? I know I am. So today is gonna be pretty much a random topic today. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna be talking about chemicals and toxins that are going into the water supply of the oceans and how it could be affecting the animals. Now, some of y'all may not have brain cells to even comprehend this conversation, but a lot of y'all do. Enough of y'all do. So I'm gonna do it. You know. Um, Hopefully all y'all do. But I just want to talk about it because I don't know, as you expand, you go through the world, sometimes you just think about other beings that can't really fend for themselves. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately, more than I care to realize, think about. And I don't know, I just want to speak on it because it's like these animals that are in the ocean, they've been there for years and years and years. Now, I think that's really why waves were invented, because it's so many toxic things that go into the oceans. And that's why these waves get stronger and stronger, because it's the guy's way of pushing all that stuff out the water. Because look at this. You got so many people that put products in their hair and they're dipping it under the water, dipping it under the water. And it's just not just one person. Over a period of weeks, a period of days, it's like several different chemicals going into bodies of water where these animals are swimming. Luckily, it's not going far, far out where they are, but the water is basically the same water for years and years and years, and it's being recycled. But another thing is suntan lotion, suntan sprays. What else do you put on? It's so many different chemicals that people put on just to go to the beach, whether it's your lotion, whether it's your deodorant. And you would not have any of that stuff by your eyes. And these fish, these beluga whales and everything, they have to see from their eyes. And then you wonder why some of these sea life and some of these animals are attacking these humans, because some humans are just so inconsiderate. It's not like the shark or the alligators gonna come up out the water, because more than likely the people are gonna get scared. So most of the time, most of the day, when the sun's out or whatever, these creatures have to stay underwater and this and this and that. The whole time, I don't think it's that bad yet to where their eyes will be burning and stuff like that. Because like I said, luckily we have the waves, and the waves be pushing a lot of this stuff out the water. But with that being said, it's like, but it's still not stopping. Like the water, the products are going in the water, the deodorant, the lotion, the suntan lotion, the hairspray, the hair gel. Like all this stuff is just, shoot, I don't know, hair. I know you had a piece of hair cross your eyeball a couple times. Then on top of that, you got people throwing trash into the ocean, like bottle caps and uh plastic. Like sometimes you'll look in bodies of water and it's just full with plastic and stuff like this. Luckily, like I said, the waves are there to help push that stuff back. But how do you feel about that? Let me know down below. Am I the only one tripping or ever thinks about sorry, the animal in the situation, the other person? Because for some reason I just feel like I want to speak on it, like just because, I don't know, if you thought about it, put dolphins in the chat. gosh. If you haven't, put sharks. I don't know. It's just that, the water does recycle with the rain. You get new water that comes to the top, and usually the bad stuff kind of floats to the top of the water. So maybe it doesn't go deep enough to penetrate them. But I'm just thinking like years and years and years. And then, when these fish die, either they gonna get eaten or they stay underwater. It's just like all this stuff is underwater. It's like, and these fish have to survive. And then you look at some shows and you see fishes and shrimp and lobsters that are blue. And you're like, why is it that color? It's like, what was it eating, or what water was it drinking, or what was it exposed to? Because normally, I guess blue lobsters is a thing. It just looks really, really, really weird. And I mean, like dark, dark sky blue. Like, to be honest, I don't know if I would want to eat one of them, but I guess it's all meat the same. But that don't seem right to me. I'm used to lobsters being red, but then too, they got different species of every different kind of animal. So I guess it's not too far-fetched. Maybe that's a different species that nobody ever heard of, or whatever, whatever, or whatever. But the point is, I feel like people just need to start being more careful of how they do stuff. Like, if you're going to go into the water, you don't really need the suntan unless you're done with the water. Like, that's the time to put the stuff on then. And then, because the water is some form of protection from the sun anyway. Like, it's a thin barrier, but it is some form, unless you're just out the water the whole time. Now, if you don't have a suntan lotion, you can just get under the water, and that's a barrier from you and the sun, besides maybe your face or whatever. But whatever, just keep it wet. Put water on your face. That's to be a barrier too. But the point is, sunburn usually don't happen unless you're just hours and hours and hours in the sun. So if you know that you are going to be swimming in the water, like, maybe you don't need as much suntan, or maybe you don't need any suntan at all until you're out the water, just drying off or whatever. Now, if you're just out playing outside the water, yeah, put suntan on. But if you're in the water, there's some form of a barrier there, to where I don't feel like you got to put all those chemicals on your body, because they're going to eventually come off and go into the water and form that film that's over the water. Then you'll have these waves getting crazier and crazier to throw the stuff back out to us. And I don't know, maybe like the wave thing is unique anyway. Like, we really don't know how they're formed, because they come from miles and miles away, and they're just coming and coming and coming and coming and coming. It's like they're just constantly pushing and pushing against the sea, and I guess it's pushing everything away, or trash away, the animals around, the particles around. And I don't know, I just feel like even with the stuff that's going in the ocean, like the plastic bottles, be careful what you put on there. If you have rings, jewelry on, or eyelashes, because I know I done lost eyelashes in the water before. Like, think about it, just eyelashes floating around with sticky stuff on it. Like, it's just that, as we're getting into this COVID, as we're getting older, as we're getting into self-consciousness, like, we're going to electric cars now. Like, I feel like we need solar cars at this point. But it's like, then they're going to really be a lot of people out of their jobs. So that's why they're not doing solar cars, because people won't need gas and all this stuff. They still can use them people to build the cars. But I don't know, I just feel like people just need to be more conscious, like what goes in your hair. Like, if you know you're going to be in the water, or you're a person that's always in the water, be mindful of the products that you have in your hair. And with that being said, maybe they need to start moving more of the chemicals too, because even the water is being recycled. Allegedly everybody's recycling all the same water, so eventually it's gonna come back to us. So it's just like, but we throw relaxers down the sink, shampoo, all this chemical in our water too, and that stuff is being recycled. Like, water is literally recycled, like recycled from everybody. Like, It's kind of gross. And it was a point now, like I was just having the water running. I was like, I was smelling like chemicals coming from the water. It was just crazy. Like it was a very strong scent. And then they even somebody said like um they have to add chemicals and stuff into the water anyway to clean it. When the water is reused, it has to be clean. And I'm like, you see these cities like Flint, you see these cities like was it Mississippi or something where the water kind of, so yeah, like Flint, you go now, Flint is almost like a ghost town pretty much. And for a while they was just boxing in water, boxing in freight, sending water because the water was dirty for bath, water was dirty for drinking, which was disgusting. Like it was a real town. So now they were selling houses and everything for the low because people were moving out, and the banks just started buying up all the houses, and the people, which were mostly, I believe, mostly were minorities, they left Flint, and like really, it's like a ghost town. Cause I remember one time I went on there and it was like 50 houses for sale for like 15,000. Like it was just crazy. The bank was buying all the houses and properties because people was moving out. So they got that town cleared out. Now next thing you know, Mississippi or somewhere, their water got messed up. People had to ship bottles over there, and those were mostly a lot of black people over there. So it's just like maybe if they care more about what they put into the water and the chemicals and the toxin that's going into the water, we won't have to worry about these cities routing all this dirty stuff and polluted stuff over to their city or whatever. I'm not sure how the water goes bad. I'm not really sure it's a system. I guess I need to do more research on that. But it's like these towns can't even take baths. Like these towns, like the only time you're gonna take a bath is if it's rain, you catch you some rainwater or something. Because literally, what's coming out the faucet is not sanitary, and that's crazy to me. And I'm just wondering, like, if it's happening to them, it's only a matter of time that it's gonna make its way here. And then you got some developing countries, they have to deal with water issues and stuff like that. It's like it's getting to a point like, what are we gonna be drinking? Like, and all this stuff has to be recycled. You know what I'm saying? It's like, are we gonna be eventually drinking ocean water, boiling that stuff? Hopefully not. But all I'm saying is we just need to start pushing for safer products, eco-friendly products, biodegradable products. Um, I don't know, natural products. I do know there's natural products and stuff out there in the system that's not as harmful or as strong, made from plants and stuff like that. But I just feel like it needs to be done more because I don't know, maybe because I'm getting older, I'm just more concerned about the future and the future of the younger generation that's left behind or that's going to be left behind. Like, we don't want to mess it up for them and then they have to figure it all out because us growing up, we're doing the dumb stuff, like putting all these chemicals into the drinking water, just chemicals going down the drain, chemicals in every single product that we have. Gotta be a point where we gotta realize, like, let's go healthier. Instead of electric cars, let's go solar. Like, at one point, is it not about the money? What point is it not about the versatility? Because even products like baking soda, vinegar, just like those will clean certain stuff. Like, but they want to use the harshest of chemicals, and we got bottles of this stuff, jugs of this stuff. These jugs, even when they expire, they gotta go somewhere. They're not just disappearing. So the point is, all this stuff is going into the liquid consumption that we are dealing with in some form or fashion. Because yeah, you can pour it on the ground, it's net, but at the end of the day, like the ground, it's all connected basically. So, with that being said, I just wish people took more time to think about the environment and where we live and function to where we can make sure we're at a safe place, a better place one day and everything, because you just don't want to leave behind a mess, and we don't want to be in those situations as Flint and Mississippi is going to, where our water is contaminated and we're dealing with it as humans. And let's say the animals have to deal with it because they live there, and let's say the water is contaminated. Like, that's not healthy for either party, because eventually if we run out of water on the land, we may have to just go wherever we can find water and boil, do whatever we got to do, and that's still the water that we're contaminating. So at the end of the day, it's like all connected. We need to coexist. We need to be considerate of other places, other people, other things, before we just start dumping all these chemicals anywhere. And speaking of that, they talked about how relaxers have links to cancer. Duh. Like, people didn't care about cancer. They was caring about their curl pattern getting straightened out at one point to meet a status quo symbol or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like you knew something was off with that stuff because it was burning. You knew something was off with that stuff because it smelled strong as heck. It smelled like straight chemical. When you put that stuff on fruits and vegetables, they had in that movie. I forgot the name of it. The stuff is being torn apart or messing up. So yeah, the stuff is strong. That's why you can only keep it on your head for a certain period of time. So some people want that real straight look. And I know I've had scalp burn before. I left my stuff on too long or had the wrong chemical reaction or whatever. Anytime you put chemical on anything, yeah, it's got to, it can have adverse effects. That's why we need natural products, because anything that we put on our body, even the lotions, that is absorbing into your skin, which is part of your cells, which is part of your system, which is part of your body. Colognes, that's sprayed on your skin, that's part of your system, it's a part of your cells, it's part of your skin, it's part of your vibration, it's a part of your body. So we need to just start now rectifying change for society, for people, because at the end of the day, it's all connected. Even those relaxers, eventually, when you dispose of them, where are they going? They're going into the earth. They're going into the rain supply system that's filtered back up through, like, because earth, the water that's on the earth, it goes back up to the sky. Like, all the chemical relaxers don't just go on the ground. It's particles of it. They go down the drain into the water. Like,
and we made it
we're
to the
consuming
end.
that. We're drinking that.
And it's about
That's
time
nothing
to
new.
go home. But I definitely appreciated you for stopping by. You're definitely always welcome. And I hope you learned something today, or it caused you to think a little bit differently about something I was said on today. If you like any parts, hit that like button, share, subscribe. Before you go, make sure you comment down below, because I love hearing from you. Whether good or bad, I don't delete the comments. So speak your mind. I'm here for it. Are you?